The people that should be applying for our certificate program are individuals that want to have a highly specialized education in couples and family therapy. Our certificate program has become highly competitive. We require that you either have a graduate degree or we do take about 8 interns a year, so they're in the second year of their graduate program.
When a student decides to come to Dummer Family Institute, they're deciding to be the best therapist that they can be. They are deciding to go above and beyond what the state licensing boards require of them to be able to practice and be a therapist.
It's such a vibrant learning community. It's a place to come and work on your professional growth and to be part of a group that's really going to challenge you.
I was looking for the absolute most intensive training program on the direct skills of therapy. So what better than DFI, right? We are working alongside some of the best in the field, and we get to rub shoulders with those people and learn from them, and it's just an awesome environment with so much knowledge and things to be learned.
We are responsive. We're legendary for our services to this community, and we're offering something no one else does, marriage and family, in that situation.
We are very interested at DFI in building upon the strengths that the student therapist already arrives with, right? So there's a lot of people that through their life, they developed an ability to counsel and to heal people and to heal families. And that is something that we're absolutely going to take into consideration.
I think we're sharpened when we go through a more difficult or challenging situation. So I think just DFI provides you that safe environment to take those risks.
On that first day, in the first few hours of me being at DFI, I experienced everything I value DFI for, which is quality service, amazing, knowledgeable, experienced supervisors and clinicians, openness and eagerness to learn, and a community feeling that is absolutely priceless.
From the teachers to the students to the clients, I'm always learning. I'm always gaining new knowledge, new experience, and also feeling an enormous amount of love and support.
They know that somebody else has their back, so they don't have to do it all alone. That it's a really compassionate, caring, growing, learning environment. It's very rich, and the students feel that, and it really helps them to grow as clinicians.
I love the fact that we were able to pretty much ask our teachers everything or anything. They were approachable. We could, contact them after business hours, and they were there if we had a crisis or had a case we need to discuss, but also be able to get some really great feedback about what we were doing and some of the ways that we could improve our therapeutic techniques.
We require the students that are coming to be part of our program to be open-minded. We want to ensure that they are culturally sensitive and self-aware of their own biases and ready to change, ready to work so that they can be most helpful to the community members that they're going to be serving.
They'll gain confidence, even though it's very scary to show your work to your peers and to supervisors. But in the end, they all say that that's the most empowering experience of all, is getting to do the work, have it observed, expose it, begin to develop their own model, and have that honored and validated by other people that actually do the work. So that's what they get. They get a lot of practice.
They really shelter an environment of learning and gaining confidence, gaining an esteem about what am I doing and it's okay. And even when you do mess up, it feels safe.
The emphasis on families and the relationships between people, I think being able to work with that can really change someone's life.
The average degree program, you can get your master's degree without taking one class in family intervention. Our students take 13.
One of the things that I think is so amazing about the training at DFI is it is like a teaching hospital for therapists. So students get great training from great professionals, and then they get to have real life experience and sessions with real clients. And they have supervisors and they have a team behind the window watching and helping and collaborating so that the clients are truly getting great services and the therapists, the student therapists, are getting great experience.
Like a residency, you get to watch the surgeon perform,
totally. Yeah.
And then you go do it.
Yep.
With him over your shoulder.
Yep.
I think that's the way we do it.
Yeah.
In 2013, Denver Family Institute moved, so we more than doubled our size and really upgraded. So we have a social space now for the students, a big kitchen for them to socialize and kind of be louder if they want to. We have an intern room where the kind of quiet work happens, such as taking client intakes and if people want to get on a computer and check their email or do their homework. We have a large observation room which doubles as our classroom. So in there, there's a total of 4 one-way mirrors going into the 4 DFI student-only therapy rooms. So at any given point, if a student wanted to go in there and kind of casually travel around the room, they could be watching 4 live sessions at one time. There's a total, though, of 5 one-way mirrors. 2 of the therapy rooms are connected. So if there does happen to be a class going on, we still are set up for there to be live supervision. We're teaching from a theoretical space so that our students have an understanding of it. But deeper than that, the pride of DFI is our experiential learning environment.
We do reflecting teams where we'll watch part of the session and then we actually swap places with the client. And so the group goes into the therapy room and talks about what we've seen, talking about the strengths that we're seeing, maybe questions or wonderings we might have, and then we switch places again, and the therapist can talk with the client, the family, the couple, about what they just heard the group talking about. And it is usually a really, really powerful experience because people don't always have the experience of hearing people talk about them in a really positive way, and to hear people say, even though these people might be having some challenges right now, they have some amazing inner strengths that come out, and it becomes, I think of it as kind of a real win-win situation. The clients come away with this really powerful experience, and the students have an amazing learning experience, learning from each other and being able to have immediate feedback with what they're doing.
And here, you might miss something, but I promise you, somebody behind the mirror won't. Usually your supervisor won't. Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of doing it live. And that's the way to learn.
I feel very strongly about the opportunity of teaching students and clinicians how to engage all members and all ages of a family in a family therapy session.
I really put a lot of emphasis on helping students work purposefully. So knowing why they're doing what they're doing in the room with families. So often new students come in and they're like, maybe because they're nervous, and also maybe because they don't have a whole lot of theory yet, so they start doing things, and stuff works sometimes and other times it doesn't work, but when it does, we want to know why it worked, and then the next time they do that, they can do that intervention on purpose, and start thinking purposefully about what they want to do, what their hypothesis about what's going on with the family, and then make a purposeful intervention that relates to that hypothesis.
In reality, when we're in the world, when you leave here and you get a job, I hope you all get jobs, you're going to find yourself working with physicians and psychologists and other people in the field who are very individually oriented. And we have to be able to integrate. We have to be able to do what I call both my view and your view, which I believe is a systemic kind of perspective.
It's the greater good. It's this notion about...
It's what works, like what
yes.
we really believe.
Yeah, and it's moving systemic therapy ahead.
I think by the time you're done at DFI, you have a sense of readiness. You have a sense of competence.
If you're serious about a career working with families and couples, then the education you get here is really unmatched anywhere else, I think.
I always tell people I got my diploma from select school, but I got my education at DFI.